Hello everyone! It really has been a while, and we're back today with some information on the upcoming major patch, patch 10.1, Embers of Neltharion. There was a really cool presentation from Blizzard, in which they explained some of the story and upcoming content to content creators and websites. I figured to hold off on making a video to get a little bit more information, see some of the interviews that were going to come out, get some more context, and put it all together. So that's what we're going to do today. Obviously, if you don't want spoilers, then this video is not for you. And if you want timestamps, check out the description down below. So far, the story of Dragonflight has seen the elements, the Dragfear and the Dragon Isles, for some reason, wake up. And the dragons have been called home to their ancestral home. At the same time, we also see the rise of the Primalists. They ventured to the Forbidden Reach, where the primal incarnate Raszageth was imprisoned. With the power of the elements, she is set free, and the island is covered by a permanent storm. At the same time, the Dragfear have woken up, creations of Neltharion, Deathwing, as you might know him, and they either join the Alliance or the Horde, they find their own adventures on the Dragon Isles, or they follow Sarkareth and the renamed Sundered Flame. While we party on the Dragon Isles, make friends and take out enemies, Sarkareth and the Sundered Flame, they've stolen some of her research and uncovered information. Information like Keeper Tyr, the one who pushed the Dragon Aspects to become Dragon Aspects to begin with. He is left behind schematics for making himself a brand new body. We do still need his memory disk, which has been hidden within the Timeways. That's the domain of the Bronze Dragonflight, who's gonna deal with the leader Nosdormu eventually becoming Moruzant, unless Chromie can find a solution. Then we got the Ysera, that's been brought back from the Shadowlands, to aid her daughter Marifra with a role as leader of the Greens. Kalecgos has called upon the Blue Dragonflight to return, but only a few of them, those from the Legion expansion, have actually done so. The Black Dragonflight has been fighting over who gets to lead them, Rephion or Sibelian, returned from Outland with X to rekindle a future for their flight. While Alexstrasza, she's tried and failed at restoring them all to their full aspect power. Despite that, we still managed to take out Raszageth, but not before she released her siblings, Viranov, Firak and Iridikron. They pick up where she left off, and that's what the story of Dragonflight has brought us so far. Since Raszageth is gone, the storm that she placed upon the Forbidden Reach, it's also vanished, opening up the way for the Dragfear to learn more about their place in the world and where the overarching story is going to go next. That's planned for the smaller patch 10.0.7, currently available for the testing on the PTR, set to release in spring of 2023, or to be more precise, March 21st. We're gonna go back to the Forbidden Reach and learn more on the secrets of Neltharion. There are gonna be some cool books and bits of lore to check out. Even Bane Bloodhoof actually gets up and does something. There's some really interesting lore books potentially talking about the return of Queen Azshara and so much more. This patch story will then push on into the next one, the big patch 10.1, as we're not the only ones that find a way to the Forbidden Reach.
The storm is receding. The Reach is ours once again. Take cover.
How are they, Sarkareth? Is it the aspects?
No. Raszageth's kin.
The last echoes of her storm are fading. She is truly gone.
We should be devouring her murderers' hearts.
Do not underestimate them, Farak. Our sister's overconfidence was her downfall. While the Aspect's power has waned, their forces grow stronger. And we must even the scales.
They kept so many secrets. From us. And even from each other.
shattered their unity, left fissures in their hearts. Yet the pain he inflicted was only the beginning.
Aberrus. His hidden laboratory.
One last secret, deep within the earth.
The location of Aberrus must lie within this vessel. I will decipher its knowledge.
What use are Neltharion's twisted experiments to us?
The laboratory itself is of no consequence, but the molten fire that powers it, that we can use.
Keep eyes on them, Desrin. Whatever remains of Neltharion's legacy belongs to us.
The Primal Incarnates also mastered a form of visage, and they look absolutely brilliant. Really makes you wonder what a Razaketh would have looked like. On the Forbidden Reach, they find the coordinates or knowledge on how to reach Aberrus, Neltharion's secret laboratory deep beneath the earth. There's already a bit of data mining and storytelling hinting at going down below. And now we know for sure. Patch 10.1, Embers of Neltharion, is going to take us way down, as he wasn't the Earth Warden for no reason after all. On in pursuit of the free released Primal Incarnates. They want the molten fire that powers Neltharion's experiments, for some unknown reason. Perhaps it's something similar like we've done with reconstructing Tyr's body. Perhaps they want to do something similar for, let's say, a Galakrond, but time's going to tell why they want these powers. At the same time, our Dragfear Sarkareth, he wants the legacy of Neltharion, and we just want to save the world and help out our dragon friends. Down below in Zaralek Cavern, a zone described as a bit bigger than Zer of Mortis and divided in 3 sections. We're gonna run into the familiar Drogbar, the ones that we know from High Mountain. They were enslaved to Neltharion until set free by Han High Mountain. These Drogbar have also been living free for quite a while, and we get to do some snail races again. We also meet the Niffen, the data-mined mole creatures. Being poor in sight, the Niffen have always relied on their other senses to thrive in their environments. With a keen sense of smell and powerful large paws, these creatures collect the soil, minerals and stones all around them to not only sculpt and carve out their homes, but to create intricate scent trails. By crushing and burning the minerals around them, the mole folk create and contain distinct scents for specific structures, helping them navigate throughout the underground and their own village. A Niffen can always smell the way back home, and there'll be a new faction to earn renown with. Then, the tales of the Jardin, told by Tarjin the Blind. They already hinted at the Jardin elders slumbering deep below. It is said that the Jardin were the first earth giants to walk the surface of Azeroth. Shaping earth and mountains, they formed this land with their fists. According to legends, 4 elders of those ancient Jardin joined the powers together to burrow deep inside the earth. The legends do not agree what happened down there, but they all end the same way. The elders emerged, touched by the fires of the world, to be true Jardin, commanding full control over fire and earth. In turn, the elders empowered all Jardin into the mighty giants that you see today. They then went on to take on the biggest challenges that they could find, like the dragons, until Neltharion emerged from the Obsidian Citadel with his armies to halt their advance. The elders were hopelessly outnumbered, but the dragons were hopelessly outmatched. As the elders battled all challengers with honor, the so-called Earth Warder revealed his cowardice. Through honest guile and trickery, the elders fell that day, but not before they had secured permanent footholds for the Jardin in the surface of these lands. Footholds that they still hold to this day. Some say that the elders did not actually die that day, but retreated deep into the earth, where they slumber and recover their strength. Turns out that the legends are true, and they're not exactly happy with invaders in their home. Now, not just the Jardin are going to embrace that fire down below. Our Primal Incarnate Virak, he will drink deep and then go back to the surface to pretend to be Deathwing for a while, as he was during the Cataclysm pre-events. Up above, he's going to bathe some of the Dragon Isle zones in the powers of the Blazing One. Over the course of these assaults, players will learn that he's looking for something. Content described similarly as the Covenant assaults as we had them during the Shadowlands, so something to keep the Dragon House active, while also partying down below. Not the only side story hinted at for the patch either. We're going to be continuing the story, which is rebuilding Keeper Tier, but I wonder how far we're going to go, considering that we need a disc lost in the timeways, and they did say that the Bronze story is something for later. A lot of story can still be told for the different Dragonflights, like the bonds between Ysera and Marifra or the fall of Nosdormu, but while they are aware of those storylines, and they will get the time to shine. Patch 10.1, that's going to focus on the Black Dragonflight as well as the Blue one. As I said, Kelly goes for the Blues. He is trying to call his flight to the Isles, and only a few of them responded. Last order given by him as aspect for the Blue Flight, that was to find their own destiny in the world. Now, is that the reason why they didn't come, or is there more growth to be done on his part? So we'll get to adventure with Caligos and Sindragosa. We're going to dive into the Blue Dragonflight's past, and we're going to set a course for its future. A storyline that lets us get out to other places. Gonna do some adventuring, meet some other characters, some of which that we are going to be familiar with. This could be an awesome opportunity to bring the Blue Dragon Kiragosa into the game. You might be going, Kira who now? And that's exactly the problem. So far, she's been left into the books, and they could use so much more story. Last set to be living the quiet life is Stranglethorn, so definitely a possibility. Then for the Black Flight, Raffion and Sibelian have been fighting over who should lead them into the future, and we've even been able to pick sides, pick who we wanted to support. But we all know that Ebonhorn is the best future leader, right? Wouldn't you know it, Ebonhorn is going to join them in patch 10.1, explore those Embers of Neltharion and the secrets kept in the dark, ultimately guiding us to the new raid, Eberus, the Shadowed Crucible. Breach Neltharion's secret laboratory, where he created the Dragfear, and ultimately succumb to the whispers of the old gods and their corruption. We'll learn more about what went on to drive him mad and turn him into the aspect known as Deathwing. So far, we know about Neltharion that he was the Earth Warder, that he heard the whispers of the old gods even before they turned him to an aspect. But there's a big chapter missing, a big chunk of storyline as to what exactly happened to turn him into the Deathwing that we knew, the Deathwing that picked up the Dragosoul and turned it on his fellow aspects. That storyline and getting more hints on that is actually one of the major things going to dive into, and I can't wait. 9 new raid bosses will be there to stop the Incarnates, as well as Scale Commander Sarkareth, whose forces seek to claim the legacy of the Dragfear. Well, we also got Raffion, Sibelian, Ebonhorn, and Scale Commander Emberfall. If we look at the gear design, that's been inspired by places like Blackwing Lair and Blackwing Descent. I would imagine that those places are going to give a similar vibe in this raid. Like, we'll see lots of equipment and experiments, some of them successful, some of them not so much. It's anyone's guess how the story is going to unfold, but this line from Alexstrasza, in which he mentions that not even the other Incarnates knew the depths that Iridikron went through.
At the end, he struck terrible bargains to keep their cause alive. His violent desperation makes him dangerous. I believe the other Incarnates never knew the true depths of his depravity.
It has me wonder if one of them will find out and then step away. Now, considering Virak is going to rain death and destruction from above, that would leave Viranov the Frozen Heart to have a change of heart, with Iridikron's darkness revealed to all. Iridikron could then follow into the footsteps of Deathwing, embrace the darkness fully, but time's going to tell, I guess. They have said that Thrall, even though he played a big part in the story of the aspects against Deathwing, he won't be taken front and center during this one. Instead, he will have a part to play with the Orc Heritage Armor questline, but beyond that, no substitute Earth Warder is needed this time around, not when we have the Black Dragonflight on our side. And that's pretty much what we have on the story of Dragonflight so far. 10.1 should be on the PTR today, if not tomorrow, so yeah, I'm sure that more details are going to be data mined and revealed real soon. For now, wanted to get this one out to you, so I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, see ya!